What's up, guys? Luna Wolf Max S here with another reaction video. Today's video is brought to you by Don McLean. He wanted me to react to Oasis Wonderwall. The crazy thing is, the clip converter that I use would not let me download it. Anything with copyrighted music, it won't let me download it. I have to find ways around it, and I have to go to websites that are real sketchy, and I've had to combat viruses to get videos with copyrighted music. Also, if the video, like when I upload it to YouTube, if it has copyrighted music on it, then YouTube like withholds it for a little while till it can figure out what my intentions are with the video. So, that being said, Don McLean wanted me to, isn't that a singer or something? Don McLean wanted me to react to Oasis Wonderwall. So, I found this video, Sacha Baron Cohen, insane Liam Gallagher story. So I figured I'd react to this anyway. Sorry, Don McLean. I gotta do this, man. Let's go ahead and get it started.
You play a character who you say is based on Liam Gallagher from Oasis. Is that right? A little bit. Visually,
there's a similarity.
I think we have a side-by-side picture.
He does. Looks very close to him.
I'm the guy on the right.
You're the one on the right. I see. Do you even know Liam Gallagher?
I have had the pleasure, actually. There's a small story.
Oh, okay.
So I was in London. There was a GQ award that I received.
Yeah.
He's such an idiot.
I can't remember what it was.
We're being quarterly.
And I said to my wife, I said, listen, I'm going to make a joke about Liam Gallagher, and Liam Gallagher's going to be there. And she said, do not do that. Liam Gallagher has a history of violence. I said, don't be ridiculous. Anyway, so I could, you know, be a good husband, I went up to Liam Gallagher before the award show, and I said, listen, Liam, Sacha Baron Cohen, used to do Borat, and I said, listen, I'm going to make a joke about you. Is that okay? And he said, yeah, no problem. You know, go on, do it. And I said, how are you? How's it going with your brother? Noel. He goes, I don't speak to him. So I'd totally forgotten about that. Anyway, I went on stage, and I didn't get round to saying the joke. Cut to the after party later on. He's sitting next to Bono on a couch. And I go and sit next to Bono, and Liam Gallagher looks at me, and I've got my friend next to me, and he goes, and there's some rude words in this, pardon me.
Let's go for it.
But he goes, you. He goes, who's the greatest living rock star? And so I'm sitting next to Bono and Liam Gallagher.
Yeah.
So I don't know who to say. So I go, I don't know, Stevie Wonder? He goes, Stevie Wonder. He goes, Stevie Wonder is popular. He goes, syphilis is popular. What? And I go, well, actually, syphilis isn't that popular anymore.
Yeah.
And he goes, shut the up. Which was nice. Yeah. And then he goes, tell me, who's the greatest living rock star? And so, again, Bono, Liam Gallagher, I go, I don't know, Bono?
Yeah.
And he goes, no, who's the greatest living rock star? I said, I honestly don't know. And he goes, John Lennon. And then my friend says, he goes, but John Lennon, you said living. He goes, John Lennon is alive. And they stood up and he goes, I am John Lennon. And then at that point, he falls over, hits his head on the table, looks up, and looks directly at me as if I'd pushed him over. Anyway, I whisper to Bono, I go, I think I should go now. And Bono says, stay right here. You're fine as long as you're next to me. That's the worst Bono impression ever.
Yeah.
And so Liam Gallagher comes back and goes, why the didn't you take the piss out of me tonight? I said, pardon me? He goes, why the didn't you say a joke about me tonight? You said you were going to say a joke. And I said, well, I just didn't get round to it. He goes, what do you mean you didn't get round to it? And then he goes, you know what? I'm going to stab you.
What?
God damn.
I said, what? He goes, I'm going to stab you in the eye.
Whoa.
And I thought to myself, wow, I've never heard such a specific threat before.
Yeah.
It's one thing to stab someone, but to have that's a good aim.
Get you in the eye.
He didn't specify the eye. So he goes, why the didn't you say it? And I go, well, I never got round to, that bit of it. I go, so when you like have a set list? He goes, I don't have a set list. I'm a rock star. I go, well, in my career, he goes, career? What career? And I said, well,
He's the
okay.
least pleasant guy I've ever heard of.
I said, okay, not career, but my series of performances. And anyway, eventually he didn't stab me. So I thought I would avoid confrontation by having my hair done like him in the next...
There you
That's
are.
funny. It does look like him. That's crazy. Yeah, I knew Liam Gallagher was crazy because there's so much footage on him. I could have reacted to that, but I couldn't find it real quick. And plus, I like Sacha Cohen or whatever, however you say his name. I like him. I think he's a funny guy. I think sometimes he takes it a little bit too far, but he still seems to come out funny in the end, Cool story about Sacha Cohen, or whatever his name is. He came through Alabama when he was doing Borat. There was, if you look up the scene where he goes to the dinner party in Alabama, because it actually says Alabama, if he goes to the dinner party and then he poops in a bag and he brings it downstairs and says, I don't know what to do with this because he didn't poop in the toilet. That scene, there is a lady in it. At the very beginning of that scene, there's a lady in it who is my aunt's next door neighbor, or was. My aunt sold her house, but I grew up with that lady, and she's in that movie. Every Christmas Eve, this is some insight on my life. Anybody else who's watching this is going to be like, why do I care anything about you? Just laugh, dance, monkey, dance, but that lady, I'm not going to say her name. You can watch the film and you'll see her, and I think she says her name in the film. She was my aunt's next door neighbor. Every Christmas Eve, we would go to my aunt's house, and that lady would come over and just hang out. Every Christmas Eve since I was a child, all the way up till a couple years ago. My aunt sold her house a year ago. We had our last Christmas Eve at that house in 2016. And it's funny because she's eccentric. She's real crazy. She's an older lady, not crazy in a bad way, but she's eccentric. She's exciting. She's kind of like that person you want to have at the party because you'll have something to talk about. You know what I'm saying? So I always, once I saw Borat, I remember watching, and when he come through Alabama, I was like, what? I know her. I watched it in the theater because it was such a big deal at the time. I'm like, I know her. That's the lady. Every Christmas Eve, she comes to the Christmas Eve party. So after that, every time I saw her, I asked about Borat. And she actually said he was really nice. She said he stayed in character the entire time, but they didn't know at the time that it was a character. He kind of fooled everybody. She said he stayed in character the entire time, and but said he was actually really nice. She didn't hang around. She actually ended up leaving before he did the gag where he poops in the bag and all that and comes down. She actually ended up leaving, but she said he was really nice, a really nice dude. So every time I see her, I ask about Borat. I'm like, you're a movie star. You're in the movie Borat. Another side story, the base I actually work at, Borat, Sacha Cohen, tried to get on our base. He actually ended up getting on a military base, but I can't remember where it was. We have a public affairs office, and if a person from a different person from a different country goes to the public affairs office and is like, hey, I'm from a different country, I want to study your culture or whatever. Military public affairs, they love that. That's their job. So they're like, yeah, come on, follow us around. Well, Borat was pranking people, Well, he actually ended up getting on our base, but he didn't make it very far. Somebody saw him and said, that's Sacha Baron. Actually, my bad. I'm getting the story wrong. When he did the, what was the next movie he did after Borat? He did a movie after Borat. I can't remember what it was called, but when he did the movie after Borat, because Sacha Baron Cohen's actually been to Alabama several times. He was in Ricky Bobby, the legend or whatever, Talladega Nights. He was in that, so they actually filmed some of that in Talladega, Alabama, and he was in that. So he's actually been here multiple times. But he tried to get on an Air Force base after the Borat movie, and somebody saw him and said, "Holy crap, that's Borat!" And like they're like, "What are you talking about?" And they're like, "He's an actor. He's a comedian. That's Sacha Baron Cohen." Like while he's on our military base, that's Sacha Baron Cohen. Like he's a comedian. And he's like, no, I can't remember what guy he was playing at the time, but he's like, no, I'm this guy. He's like, no, you're not. You're Sacha Baron Cohen. And then tried to get like his autograph and stuff. And that's when the public affairs was like, hey man, you're not who you said you were. You lied to us. And he got in a little bit of trouble for that. But I just think that's funny that Sacha Baron Cohen's been to Alabama at least 3 times because he did Ricky Bobby, Talladega Nights, with Will Ferrell, and then he also did Borat. He went through Alabama during Borat. He actually came from where I'm at right now, Birmingham. He came here, and then he tried to get on a military base for his movie after Borat, which I can't remember the name of it. He tried to get on the Air Force Base here, and I just thought that was funny. Like he's been here 3 times. 2 while in character, 1 while in not. While in not. What am I talking about? What's his name? I already forgot his name. Liam Gallagher is apparently an insane person. Hey, but for real, Don McLean, I'm sorry, man. I couldn't react to actual Oasis Wonderwall. It was giving me a lot of problems. I could have found a way around it, but it would have took a really long time, and I went way too long in this video. If you want to get your video, your name put up on the board, and all that stuff, subscribe, comment down below. Let me know what video you want me to react to, and I will try my best. I've got a lot coming in right now. I'll try my best to get you on the board and react to your video. Appreciate y'all watching. Check me out SoundCloud, Instagram, Twitter, and like always, check me out in the streets.